And may I remind you that all the time that Israel was continuing the occupation, building new facts on the ground, attacking towns and villages, the economy of Israel was booming because the West Bank became the main consumer field on which they could depend, okay? And where they could find cheap labor to build the settlements, unfortunately, and even to build the wall by Palestinian builders and constructors. And that's the tragedy of it all, okay? When people become so poor that they have to feed their children and be employed, one in building those settlements that are illegal, that are only for Jews, and now in building the wall in the past 3-4 years, but also, like myself, people who pay taxes. We are paying taxes for the bullets that even kill our own children. And our country is very much focused on religion. It is not, I mean, the state of Israel is secular. The percentage of the Orthodox Jews is very small, okay? It varies between 15 to 18, and some would like to say up to 20. But it is a secular state, which is using religion to establish a state for Jews alone. Okay. In other parts, if this happened, it would be called racism. When it comes to address the issue with Israel, everybody is scared even to utter the words. They are scared of being termed anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, okay? I dare say it because I'm a Semite myself, so I cannot be called anti-Semitic. So, because what Israel is doing today, besides oppressing and killing and target killing and assassinations and humiliation, everything that I have gone through is destroying its own society. So like all empires that have fallen, for the people who love Israel, and you should, you have to stop that empire from crumbling down, because it soon is going to do so. Not because the Palestinians will be throwing them in the sea, we won't, okay? But because it is going against any moral value, any legal principle, and theologically, they are very far from the Jewish people who claim to be chosen. And the floor is open for questions.
Does Sabeel have a position on whether the ultimate solution lies with one or two states?
The ultimate dream, as I started by saying pre-1948, is a one-state solution. But let me explain what a one-state solution is. Because the way one-state solution is understood by Israel is that it is a Jewish state, okay? Which automatically puts out over 1 million plus Palestinian Arabs who are Israelis out of question, and which puts us out in the occupied territories out of the whole picture, okay? Our vision of a one-state solution is, it is not Palestine, it is not Israel. It is a new thing that you built, okay, where the peoples can work out then the dynamics of working together. But until that happens, and until maybe a confederation can happen in the Middle East, we have to accept the two-state solution. And this is why we work for a two-state solution. And answer me why, I think you will find the answer. It's the only thing that binds Israel to being part of the international world and accepting international law. I mean, I'm sure you know that by now, Israel has just thrown out of the window 60 UN resolutions with the blessing of US vetoing 30 of them, okay? This is the only thing that the international body has to work on. Israel is not on a different pedestal. Israel is not above the world. Israel is a nation like any other nation that has to abide by the same international laws. okay? One occupier is the same as another occupier, okay? And so Israel has really to abide by that. This is why we are accepting the two-state solution. You will tell me you don't have a viable state. No, I don't have a viable state on the 22% of the land, which Israel is not even willing to grant. But that is the beginning. That is the beginning. And we have to fight for that. One, it will end the occupation, definitely. It will make Israel go back to the borders that it occupied in 1967. Okay. And I would like to give you two quotes from Jews and not from Palestinians about this whole issue. Okay, Henry Sigman, who is the former head of the American Jewish Congress, calls the Middle East process the most spectacular deception in modern diplomatic society. And Jeffrey Aronson, who has been monitoring the settlements, the Israeli settlements since they started, says about Israel, living without a solution, then as now, was understood by Israel as the key to maximizing the benefits of conquest while minimizing the burdens and dangers of retreat or formal annexation. So this is, forget what you hear about Israel wants peace and the Palestinians do not want. This is really the true picture. And unfortunately, I don't know what is going to change the mentality or the attitude of the occupier. Okay.
Christian Zionists in the United States and North America basically supports Israel. Without their support for Israeli war crime and occupation, Israel can continue with the occupation. How does Palestinian Christians look at these so-called Christians?
First of all, let me start by saying Christian Zionists do not represent Christianity. In fact, they do more harm to Christianity than anybody else has done. Okay. Sabeel held a conference in 2004, an international conference, and we challenged Christian Zionists. Okay. We had over 500 people. The proceedings are in a book called Challenging Christian Zionism. We know that they are most powerful in the USA, where decisions are made, where our existence is decided, where peace, if ever will come, will have to come through there. And because Bush is surrounded with the neoconservatives, okay. The threat of the church leaders last year, our conference was in 2004, but last year, the church leaders also issued a statement about Christian Zionism that is not part of our local Christian heritage. Local meaning of the Holy Land, meaning of our Orthodox, Catholic, Protestant belief in the country. And showing, and even some of them called it a heresy as such. Our problem with Christian Zionism is that it does not even respect the Jewish people. Christian Zionism supports Israel with the purpose of converting them, with ingathering them, and after converting them, killing 2/3 of them in their Armageddon end of times, so that 1/3 would be raptured. As Palestinian Christians, as Palestinians, I cannot accept that, and we cannot accept that. Even from my Christian faith, I don't think this is what Christ wants or God wants, okay? The Jewish people have a right to live. They have a right not to become Christian if they don't want to. And this is really a farce that the Israeli government understands very well, okay? But it is bringing in money, okay? They don't respect each other, neither one part or the other. So, as I've said earlier, I don't want to see the end of Israel in that form, and especially not brought about by the Christian world. Definitely not. Okay.